On the 27th of April, 1997, a farmer in Indonesia was leading his cattle through a dense sugarcane field near his home when he noticed a strange mound of earth that seemed completely out of place. Out of pure curiosity, he wanted to dig it up, but it was not his land. Instead, he returned to the village and told the village leader about this strange earth mound, suggesting that he check what was beneath it. The village leader, along with a few men, returned to the field, found the mound, and first stuck a stick into it. The stick easily entered the soft mound, and when they removed it, the air was filled with a terrible smell emanating from the mound. Concerned about what they might find under the mound, the men decided to leave it alone and return to the village to inform the authorities. The authorities immediately ordered them to return to the field, uncover the mound, and tell them what they found. So they returned to the field and began to dig. Quite quickly, their shovels hit something soft inside the mound. After gently removing the earth, they discovered the face of a woman staring straight at them. It appeared she had been buried up to her neck, and then someone just piled earth on her head. At that moment, the authorities arrived at the site and identified the body as belonging to a 20-year-old local woman named Dewey. After asking the villagers about this girl, the police determined that she was last seen 3 days earlier when she left home to take care of some business. However, a few hours after discovering Dewey, a 15-year-old rickshaw driver came to the police with additional information. He said that 3 days earlier, on the evening of the 24th of April, Dewey asked him for a ride. When she got into the rickshaw, he asked where she wanted to go, and she replied that she didn't want to tell him exactly where she was heading. Instead, she asked him to drive in a specific direction, and she would give him more information as they approached the destination. This intrigued the driver. After some time driving in the indicated direction, the driver again asked her for the exact destination. Finally, Dewey relented and told him she was going to a shaman. The driver found it strange that a girl was going to a shaman in the middle of the night and was so secretive about it, but after dropping her off, he didn't give it much importance until he learned that she had died. Then the police came to me and asked if I had been with Dewey on the night of the 24th of April. Initially, I denied it, claiming I had nothing to do with her and did not know what had happened to her. However, after searching my house and finding belongings of Dewey, I confessed and wanted to tell the truth. With great indifference in my voice, I said that I not only killed Dewey, but also dozens of other women in the same way and buried them in the sugarcane field. The police went to the field and began to search. They found many earth mounds scattered all over the area. Underneath them were women buried up to their necks. Apparently, they found 42 women buried in the same way, though they thought there might be more. During the trial, I explained exactly why I did it. I said that in 1986, 11 years earlier, I had a waking dream in which my deceased Faither came to me and instructed me to drink the saliva of 70 women. This was supposed to give me immortality. When I woke up, I did not consider this experience a strange dream. I believed that I had just had a real interaction with the spirit of my deceased father, so I decided to do what he told me. However, my father did not explain to me how I was supposed to extract saliva from these 70 women. After a few days, I decided that the most effective way would be to simply kill women and then take their saliva. To find my victims, I began telling people in my village that I had supernatural powers that would allow women eternal beauty and wealth. Many people believed it, so when the rumor spread not only through my village, but also through nearby areas, many women heard about it and came to me asking for my services. I always told them to come back later when it was completely dark and not tell anyone where they were going. When they appeared, they entered the house, paid me a fee equal to about $300, and then I told them that I had to perform a ritual to give them beauty and wealth. We left the house, walked through the cemetery, and entered the sugarcane field. I handed them a shovel and told them to dig a hole in the ground. assuring them that it was part of the ritual. I stood and watched as they dug until the hole was deep enough to reach their waist. Then I told them to get into the hole and keep their hands at their sides. If any of them were even slightly nervous, I reassured them again that everything was part of the ritual, that many people had done it before and that it was completely safe. So they got into the hole, kept their hands at their sides, and I took the shovel and filled the hole until they were completely immobilized. Then I took a cable, wrapped it around their neck, and strangled them to death. When they were no longer alive, I pulled their bodies out of the hole and then took saliva. Then I took the shovel again, dug the hole a little deeper, and put the body back in the hole, making sure the head was still sticking out of the ground. I arranged them so that their faces were facing my house because I believed that if they were looking in his direction all the time, it would give me more power. As for Dewey, when she first came to my house and paid the fee, she was afraid to go out and perform this ritual. She was scared. I told her to wait and went to another room where my wife was. I told my wife straight, "I'm going to kill this girl and I need your help. I need you to calm her down." My wife, who had no idea I was a mass murderer, immediately agreed. She returned to the room and assured Dewey that everything was fine, that they had done it before, and that everything would be completely safe. She even said she would go with us to perform the ritual. This made Dewey much calmer, and she agreed to go. We left the house in threes, walked through the cemetery, onto the field, and then only 2 people returned. I was executed in 2008 by firing squad, and my wife was sentenced to life imprisonment.